How are ye? Welcome back to season 2 of the Dating Orange podcast. It's been a while in the making, my apologies, but I am back at it. Over the season you can look forward to a range of different guests: dating coach Erica Etten, attachment theory expert Adam Lane Smith, Irish poet Dara Fleming on his experience with getting sextorted, and loads more. Today I'm chatting to comedian, writer, podcaster, presenter and my old pal Justine Stafford. And at the end I have a new segment where I catch up with one of the couples that I set up on a blind date. You can call me Scylla Orange. This all came about because I decided to try my hand at matchmaking. I put up a few videos on TikTok to say that I wanted to set people up, got those interested people to fill in a form, and I set any matches up on a date. Basically, I just asked that those who did get set up reported back to let me and all of ye know how they got on. So stay tuned until the end for one of those couples. But now back to Justine and enjoy our ramblings. Justine, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back. And the orange is out. We love to see it. Always on. Always on.
I have orange trousers on that I wore the very first time I met Justine, which was in her house, recording this podcast.
And look at us, we've 360'd right back to the scene.
Right back, straight away again.
There you go.
When was that?
That's what, 2 years ago?
It'd be 2 years in the summer.
Yeah,
very good.
Bloody hell.
And how's the dating going?
How is the dating going? Well, because I'm trying to think, what was my point at that stage? I think I talked about I remember now, there was a barbecue.
Oh wow, okay, yeah there was something else going on at that stage,
I was trying to have a hot girl summer and being shut down left, right and centre with it.
You were going to Bali. I was leaving you and you were going to go to Bali.
Because you gave me like numbers and contacts for people for travel and to get around. Thank you for that, by the way. Because I had just been kind of let go by a fella. I'm going to use job terminology here for them. I was let go. Let go. Yeah, they didn't want me back after the trial.
At a
family barbecue. Yeah, which is a hard one to get away from because I'd had a few pints and they knew that, and I'd driven there. I was like, well, I can't really go now.
Sure, oh my god, I don't think I actually knew that. Sorry, you had drank and then he ended it, and then you had to continue on at the family barbecue.
Yes.
And where you slept there?
I stayed on the couch. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And headed off on the next morning.
Sure, is he still
He's still
back from the dead,
having his hot girl somewhere still. No bother to him.
He's a dirty devil.
Yeah, fair play to him. But so that is the last time that we talked, where my dating life was at. I was going off to Bali and I was just going to do my own thing, and that all went absolutely lovely. I had a great time out there, and fast forward 2 years and very little has changed. Though the one thing I'll say is, like, I'm probably not, I took a break there after last thing ended. I just did not go back onto apps, and I haven't been back on apps.
How long ago is that now?
The summer, August, September.
You're on no apps since the summer?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Since September, yeah.
So nothing at all, no Rhea?
I was on Rhea, and then I got chatting to someone on Rhea in September, and then I just was off of all apps. Not that led to anything bad. Well, I did. I did, because I was like, I'm not really using this anyway, because I tell you, Rhea is not the type of person. I got lucky with one person that was normal, but vast majority are not the type that I'd be going for, because it's just lads who don't wear socks and they're in business suits and their job description is inherited wealth. Like that. Oh my god! Like it's insane.
Sorry, what did they type that in? Or they typed that.
Inherited wealth. That was their job description.
How do you get invited to Rhea? Like, I actually thought it was famous people, but there doesn't.
No, Lewis Capaldi came up, but he didn't swipe on me. So
he doesn't know what he's missing out on.
I didn't expect him to, because he's not there looking for me. He's looking for actual celebrities, you know. He's looking for singers.
Who else has come up?
Paul Mescal back in the day came up. Yeah. Hosier came up back in the day. Yeah. But there's different. You can be on it and say you're dating, or you can do. It's kind of like an ode to Bebo in my mind, where it says just looking for friends. Because I was thinking, do you remember the Bebo things where it used to be like, it's complicated? I used to love those so much.
They're not looking for friends. Who's
they're
looking
not.
for fucking
That's
friends?
The thing. What they're basically saying is, it'll be a little fling maybe. Not looking for it serious.
But like, I'm cheating on my girlfriend here actually, but I'm going to put down that I'm looking for friends. So if she ever finds this account, I can be like...
But I think it might be, because I'm not going to loop a hosier, or, you know, I wouldn't put him into that category at all. He seems like the loveliest man. I've never spoken to him. But I imagine what happens is, maybe if you're travelling, like someone at his level in another country, that's like, I wonder if there's actually people that I might know from home that might be around to be like, hey, he's about, let's...
Is that what, did Hosier have that up?
I can't remember actually. Oh. I don't think so. But people that have that, I'm like, it's a bit strange. Because I have enough friends. I'll be honest, I have too many friends. I can't keep up anymore with the amount of birthdays, weddings, hens, all of it. It's expensive.
Sorry, you never had a fucking 30th in the end.
I didn't. And
I think about that maybe once a week.
And the more I've gone to like a few 30th since, and I'm like, oh, it could have been me. It could have been me. Because last summer I was going to have one as a delayed 30th, and then I ended up going to the Fringe Festival, so I didn't get to. But I still think about it. I think I might have a summer party this year.
Do.
I'd love to. My plan was to like rent out a football field or an area like that, yeah, and I'd get a bouncy castle, because that's the one thing I've always wanted and I've never been able to have, because my birthday is in January, that you just can't have a bouncy castle. Are
you going to label this as Justine's 31st and a half birthday or anything?
Would I do that, or would I be like the delayed 30th? Maybe 31st and a half is funnier.
I don't know. It's not even actual birthday, it's in the fucking summer.
It's in the summer. And I'd get a few kegs maybe and a barbecue. I'll rewrite the barbecue. I'll have it a good fucking ending to my barbecue.
This is hilarious that like at the time I was going to the Philippines at the exact same time. You were like, oh, this is the only weekend that works, and I was like, fucking hell, Justine, it's the only weekend I'm fucking
well, I couldn't do it then. How could I?
I know, sure, exactly. Now here we are 2 years later fucking talking about your 30th.
But yeah, the interesting thing, like when I just honestly couldn't go back onto apps, because I was like, I can't do it anymore. It was soul destroying. But weirdly, I've met more people that have been like interested or like reached out to me in DMs and stuff from meeting them in person.
So you meet them at like what? Like through a friend?
Gig, yeah, through a friend, or like at a gig or stuff like that. And I've had, not that I've gone on dates with them, but I've had a lot more people do that just in the wild, which has been, to me it seems more natural, which is annoying that...
Well, it definitely is more natural, I suppose. But why aren't they... That's funny that they're waiting until you go home and then they slide into the DMs.
Yeah.
Like, they obviously find that more comfortable than actually saying anything to your face.
Yeah, but I understand that, because, you know, I think apps have made us more used to that process anyway. Yeah. That there's a safety net of it there, as opposed to instant yes or no, possible rejection in front of my face.
Did you reject them? How did you get on?
I wasn't at the time really even looking to go on a date with people, that I was just like, this isn't at the right time for me now.
Fair. Okay.
And also that there was one that would be in like similar circles that I was like, I'd hate for this to end badly and make it weird in the future. For the fact that we're like in similar circles.
How do you let them down, Justine? Give us a crash course.
Oh no.
Text, I'll be the man.
Okay.
Hey Justine.
Okay, I'd be like, hello, I think you're great and I had great crack with you, and I'm really humbled that you even asked me, but I just don't think it'd be a good idea, because we're in similar circles and I'd hate for it to ever be weird between us, and I think you're great crack and hope to see you again soon.
That's nice. I think that would be received well.
I hope so. Yeah. Well, I wasn't blocked and they've messaged me since, all as friends, so I'm like, cool, love that. Because it's and I was like genuinely flattered to even be asked. I was like, mother of God. But I was like, I'm not right. I don't think this. I've done it in the past. You know, that whole thing of don't shit where you eat, and it just doesn't end well. It's never good, and it makes it weird going to things, and you're mixing similar circles. It's just fucking not worth it.
No. And you're on the road like horses shite. You are. You're fucking out there at the gigs. You're, every time I look at your page, you're there going to something else.
She's somewhere again.
Like she's off.
She's herself anyway. So it's just not worth it.
You don't need that.
No. I just as well find it weird with apps. I've just always found it difficult with people knowing who you are or pretending they don't know who you are, and me thinking, grand, they don't know. I love that. And then you go on there and they're like, no, I didn't know who you are. And I fucking hate that. It just bothers me. I'm like, oh,
it's so
it just
fucking
feels
weird.
like there's a power imbalance or something. I'm like, I know a load about you, actually.
You know nothing about me, and
yes.
I've been wanking to your videos, actually.
Challenging wank to some of them, I say.
Oh, wanking to creepy uncle. I wouldn't put it past them, Justine. There's some serious fucking weirdos out there.
There's definitely an audience for it somewhere.
But you're like, I'm that matchmaking stuff that I do. A few fellas have been like, oh, I'd love to be set up with your friend Justine, and I'm like,
Mother of
in
God.
what world would I do that to her? For fuck's sake.
Because that's because we were talking at one point, and I was like, I don't know if I was like on the after work, but then suggested to me going to a speed dating.
My God.
And I went to it, and Mother of God, I went into it open-minded, and I was like, look, if nothing else, I might get a bit of a comedy routine out of this at the very least.
Content.
Good Lord, it was an eye-opener. I don't think I respect people who do that frequently, because a girl came up to me like, I think I know you from the internet, and then was like, oh, this, like, I come to this every month.
Yeah, a lot of people obviously have been on the apps for so long, and then they're like, no, fuck this, I'm gonna make a real go at this in-person dating, and make, like, just trying to do it the real way again. Like, it can be quite awkward to go into a singles night where there is no format. Like, it's just a load of single people in a room.
Oh, completely.
And it's up to you then to be bopping around and mingling. Yeah. It's a lot.
And especially if you go on your own. And there was a person there was multiple people there on their own. I'm like, fucking fair play to you. I could not do that. I would struggle.
I'd die.
And these are people doing this regularly. I'm like, what? How? I'm in awe.
Fucking fair play to them.
Completely.
What kind of person that has, like, I'd love a fraction of that confidence. Now, I tell people all the time, go, if you want to go on your own, if you don't have anybody to go with, fuck it, like, go on. You'll meet other people who are there.
And that's the thing. Yeah, completely. And like that person that came up to me, I was like, we can fucking go around for the night together if you want. Like, you'd be happy to do that.
That one that we went to, that was actually a singles night, and then they had a mini speed dating upstairs.
Yes.
So that was, it wasn't like a proper speed dating event where I think you'd have longer time.
That's what I was wondering, because was that a minute or 2 minutes you had? And I was like,
2 minutes,
all that I have to say in that time for each person was, God, isn't this mad? I've never done anything like this before. That's 1 minute gone. All right, I've just said nothing. And then it's, what's your name? What do you do? And then, God love him, there was a Dublin bus driver, and I was like, hey, what route is your number? And like, do you like it now when people say thank you? Like, what do you meant to? I have nothing to say. He was the biggest sweetheart. And then I saw him months later getting on the bus, and I was like, I'm not going to say it, but I was like, I remember your eyes.
What route was it?
God, I can't remember. Was it 145? It was the 145.
Where does that go?
Out to Donnybrook.
Where were you going?
I was going to RT.
Oh, right.
Back to his.
So true.
But the rain, the thing I found weird or like bizarre was it was all ages, because it would be one time you'd be like talking to someone who was like similar age, and then there was like a lad in his 60s there up.
There fucking wasn't in his 60s, Justine. But I do think that they lie about their age because they want to
get onto it. Okay.
Now they do fucking singles nights for all ages, whatever. Like that probably was, I would say, maybe 30 to 40, and then it's kind of like, people 28.
This lad was in his 50s then.
They definitely do lie.
Right.
They definitely do lie. And they're like, no, I want a young woman. And like, it's the same, loads of fellas, like older men. Where did I see it? Somebody sent me in a story, actually. She had tried to be set up with this matchmaking agency for a coffee date. She ended up filling in all of her details, and then she didn't follow through with it, but her details went through anyway.
Okay.
And then this man she got paired with this man, and it turns out that the man had actually paid about €200 for a subscription to this agency. And she ended up getting matched with him, and she looked at his details and her details, and they were totally wrong. And she is in her late 40s, he was in his early 50s, and on his thing he said, would love to meet a woman and start a family. And she said, on hers, she said that I already have 3 children, my family is done, I obviously will not be having any more, I'm done. And then she was like, well, he's in his early 50s looking to start a family now. Okay, whatever, each to their own now, but he's obviously looking for a young woman to do that, because but anyway, she ended up making this big she sent a big email off anyway to say, like, this is a joke, did you even read the thing?
Exactly, yeah.
And he said, looking for a nice slim fit woman, right? So he said this as well, that she was like, now she's a lovely looking woman, I know her, but she was saying that like she has lipedema, you know that?
Yes.
And she said, although I was very slim for most of my life, in recent years now the lipedema whatever has caused issues, and she said I think she was a size 16, and you know, so she's like, I'm gonna fucking turn up on this date
and he'll be
looking at you, know, like I've gone on dates and I'd be like, yeah, I don't think, are you that happy with me? I don't know. Do you know, nobody wants to fucking walk into a date and have a fella give them this look of, oh, do you know, you weren't really what I was expecting actually.
With something like that, do they see pictures beforehand?
No, they didn't, not on this.
Oh, that's so interesting, because like, you know, I think a lot of people are getting sick of apps and looking at other alternatives, and something like that is really interesting to be like, well, like, whatever about that one, but like, you would like to think they're properly pairing people that they think, I actually think this could be a match.
So she thought, because she had never actually paid for the date, she had just sent in her form, that they're struggling so much for women or whatever, that they said, right, we'll just set him up with her, because he had paid and they needed to set him up on a date, and they went with somebody that he didn't want and somebody that she didn't want.
Good God. Whereas, funny, it's the opposite I think they find with first dates. I'd been asked to do that show. I got contacted.
You should. Why don't you?
No, because I think, well, first off, it's not going to be a real authentic date in my mind, because I'm not going to be able to curse, and I have no filter when it comes to that I'm like, I want to be able to, because I've been on dates with people who are like, I don't like your vulgar language, and I'm like, all right, well, this is exactly, you know, this is how I speak. I'm not like, you know, that's just who I am in a date setting. I want to be
on a date, like, I don't like you. Like, okay, you're only on a date here, you don't have to marry me
completely, you know. And I'm like, I want to be at ease and natural about it, and I think with a show like that, I'd be going in and be like, well, I can't really be completely at ease here, and I'm also like conscious of, I'm being filmed eating, never mind me eating in front of you alone is, you know, awkward enough, never mind cameras everywhere. And I just also, I love that show, I watch it, adore it. I would worry,
you'd be like the comedy,
and I worry that would be the case, that they'd be like, this isn't going to be a serious setup job. It's more so this will be a funny,
the crack,
you know, which, you know, they did reassure me, because I'd raised these concerns with them, and they did reassure me. And I do know there's definitely a difference between the Irish versus the UK show. Like, I do think the Irish one really do try to match people more so than other versions of it. But I still was like, I don't think this is how I want to find someone. And also I was like, my parents would be traumatized seeing that. Yeah, I'll be not good. But I do know at that time they always struggle to find men to do it. Women are more open to doing that on paper than men are.
I find that,
so it's interesting, the comparison of they were struggling to find
a woman for that man. That singles night, I'm trying to remember now.
Now, the setup was a bother to me, because it was like, have your dates upstairs, and if you want to talk to them, go downstairs, right? But you had to go downstairs to get your coat, and I was like, I need to go home. I was like, I was dying of a flu. I always have a flu. And I was like, I need to get my coat. But sure, in the fucking time of trying to get the coat, there was two that had come up to me and been like, oh, I'd had a lovely time, and I was like, no, because I don't want to let you down, because I'm not feeling it. Yeah. And then,
but they were following you, and they ended up messaging you on Instagram.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, I was like, well, this is my Instagram. Oh,
yes.
Oh my God. But he was a photographer on Instagram. He wanted to show me his stuff, and then he was like, oh, what's your Instagram? I was like, oh no, because I hadn't mentioned that I do anything online. So the fucking moment of him opening.
Well, how many followers is it like?
Oh, at that stage it would have been like 190, I'd say.
Oh Jesus.
God love him.
The fella probably was like, what the fuck?
Are there people here that would know? Yeah. You never know who will know.
Do you remember there was a weird fella that...
Oh my God.
What was happening? We were going on holiday or something. You were going on holiday.
I was away the next day, and he was like, you're not bringing me with you. I'm like, why would I be bringing you on holiday? I only just met you. But it wasn't like, you would say that in a way, they'd be like, oh, funny, haha, joke, let's move on to the next thing. He was serious. He was like, it just seems a bit rude. I'm like, what?
Didn't you say, then when he got over to me and he was like, oh, is that your friend? She's going to wherever. What did he say? It was really dangerous. Doesn't he go? He was just the whole thing was very fucking weird.
It was bizarre energy. You know, I was like, how do you think you're going to get a date?
Yeah, you can. It's, I suppose, you just need to sift through the fucking weirdos. Just like an app. Obviously, the people from the apps are in real life as well.
Yes, exactly that. But it was a fun thing to do. I don't think I'd ever do it again. I don't think it's me.
Oh, really?
It wouldn't suit me now. No.
You're off the apps.
I'm off the apps.
You're off the dating scene there. You're just waiting for fellas to slide in the DMs, and that's the best way about
pretty
it.
much how I found it out. I got too sick of the same thing over and over again with apps and just the same conversations, as does everyone. Like, it's not as if I'm unique in that experience, but it's just like I can't keep going on dates that then go nowhere, or the lad just is like, because I think that's the problem I find, is like people don't view you really in the moment as I'm on a date with this person. They're like, in the back of their head, God, I wonder if I'd swiped a few more times who I'd be on a date with.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's no one really that committed into things, because they're like, oh, well, it's not really that serious, because if this doesn't work out, sure, I'll just fucking find someone else. I hate that mentality.
I remember there was this fella I was seeing. Actually, I had just broken up with my boyfriend in the April. This was 2021. April 2021. I broke up with my long-term boyfriend, and then I started dating, going on Tinder and whatever in July. And then at the end of August, I ended up going on a date with the fella, and I deleted my apps and everything. We were seeing each other for 2 months. He never deleted his apps.
Yeah.
I didn't want to broach the subject with him because I felt like a fucking needy weirdo. And then in the end, he actually started slowly ghosting me before I called him out on it. And we had an hour and a half long phone call where he said, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't really feeling it. And then all my lad friends were telling me, like, well, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, everything seems perfect there. And he's like, oh, I know, I'm just not feeling it. I was like, okay, all right, whatever. Now the conversation ended up
ringing you to fucking get you to make him feel better also, by the way. Like, you're the one who ended it with me, you prick. But anyway,
he's such a fucking idiot, actually, that lad. I don't know why I was like so accepting of this. Like, I was like, yes, this will be my next boyfriend, and all he ever wanted to do on our dates was go to the pub and watch a match.
Yeah.
So, but like, I was like, this is fine. I was fucking, what age was I? 28 in 2021? Like, I should have had more sense. Now, luckily, Justine, the 55 first dates that I went on really hardened me, and every date I went on made me
stronger,
want better for myself.
Yeah. See, I think that's the growth I've had in the last year hugely, because I was bad. Like, I mean, broken by a man that I never should have been broken by, but that could be anyone. There's so many people that fall into that category, not giving any identity away, but it really made me reevaluate my standards and like what I should be accepting. Now, that's still progress ongoing, but it's definitely not as bad as it was, and I think I've definitely gotten better at being like pulling the plug on stuff to be like, this isn't what I want. And I had been seeing someone recently where I actually vocalised, look, it'd be nice if you sent me a text in the morning, and he's like, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, cool.
Oh no.
But then I was like, look, that's not something he's able to do, so I'm like, this isn't going to work.
What was his reasoning there?
Just not something that he's able to do. Yeah, which is like, okay, but I've been really looking into a lot recently, the whole attachment style thing, and I am definitely, and I'm trying to work on it, definitely anxious attached.
Oh yeah.
And this person was, I would gather, avoidant, and I think if you look back at my dating life, predominantly all avoidance, and there's apparently like a trend in anxious going for avoidant, and then when they pull away, becoming even more like, oh my god, I need to be accepted by this person.
Yeah, okay, fair. No, I can see that, yeah.
And what I will say about, someone that I had dated a while back now, when they were, in my opinion, I would say probably avoidant, when they did decide it was over, I didn't fucking go insane. I that's the biggest progress I've ever seen in myself, that I was accepted it, and I was pure like, I fully understand, and I did understand. If we're having a bad word to say against that person, we had a lovely time.
That person, there was a good bit of distance between you.
Yes.
Also, do you find that made it easier because in a previous person who wasn't that far away?
Yeah. Well, I think it also made it harder because it was like we didn't actually get to see each other that often, which I think probably affected the prospects of it anyway.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it's not as if I'm walking around being like, oh god, what have I run into them,
Or like, you know, it's a quiet evening and you're like, maybe I'll just text them, see if they want to come over, or do you want to go out and get some food, or do you want to go for a pint or whatever, because you can't do that with him.
Which is definitely a benefit. But in general, like, truly the progress of me in a year from how badly affected I was by someone in a very similar position, really, I guess, not really actually at all, but I was like proud of myself. I really was, because like I didn't spiral, I didn't go mad. I was like, I was sad, I was upset by it because I really liked that person, but fully accepted their decision and was like, cool, and I didn't want it to be bad, like, and I still wanted to be like, you know what, I think you're cool and fair play, and I wish you all the best. And we're on, like, it's not that we're chatting around, but like, didn't end bad.
It's grand, no, it's fine.
All good. I was like, well,
and if you need to reach out for whatever reason or say good luck in something, like, you can do that, and it's not going to make you fucking go, oh my god.
Mental. Completely. And that is like something I am so proud of myself for, and shocked by, because I genuinely would have struggled in the past, but it wouldn't be unwarranted in a sense. There would have been things in the past, not with that person, but at times where I was like, this is insane how little
respect you're giving.
Respect, to
yourself.
That person is giving me.
Right,
Which then would make me question, maybe I never deserved respect, and then
it's
I spiral
a whole
into
fucking thing.
It's fucking torture.
But like, it's I suppose that feeling, is it endorphins or whatever you get when they do something that you like, or that is nice to you, and you're like, oh, thank you for that crumb there, and you're
completely,
because it's such a comparison,
and it's so
to what it
minimal. It's like nothing, but to you that's like, this is amazing, because it's been nothing else from them. And I truly, like, it's fascinating the more I read into like anxiously attached and avoidant and the style of it, and I'm like, I just need to stay away from people that are avoidant. I need to find people, and if I look back at my history of people that I've ended well with and that were the better relationships I've been in, it's people that are like secure attached or anxiously attached as well, which can get a bit
what are they? I actually have a fella coming on my podcast now, so this is a good setup for it, because you're fucking talking about that. Adam Lane Smith, who is the attachment theory specialist. He's an American fella. So Jesus, you may listen to that now.
I will.
But what are the other ones? So there's anxious, and I would say that I'm probably anxious, but I desperately try to get a grip on that. I think
I know the more I've been aware of it, the more I've tried to be like, Stafford, now come on, bold,
anxious, avoidant, secure. Oh, there's only 3.
Well, there's variation of them. There's like anxiously,
alright, okay,
you know, there's like subcategories within them.
Right, very good.
But they're the 3 main ones of that.
Like who do you have to be, like, what kind of upbringing do you have to be securely attached? Like, who are these people?
These are the people that
out yourselves.
But it's also like, there was someone that I was with that was secure attached, in my opinion, but I think that didn't even come. It's predominantly that it's like from parents, that they gave you the right care and love and things growing up. But for that person, I would gather it was actually the siblings he had growing up.
Interesting.
That they were at times probably more the main.
But don't they say that it was something like if that your mother was around, your mother didn't work, and that when you cried, somebody was there to hold you and make you.
The thing with it is, it's kind of like anxious attachment is that when you were growing up, that you didn't always get the kind of love that you would have wanted, so you kind of grew like, oh, I need to cling on to it whenever I get it. I need this person to kind of like me. Whereas avoidant was that if you were in need of love as a child, you weren't actually given it, so that you learn to be like, well, I need to be okay on my own and never need love from anyone. So they're kind of the 2 contrasts in the 2.
Very good.
Interesting. They stem from the exact same thing. Your man will tell you all this. You don't need me to tell you. But they stem from the exact same thing of wanting love, and it's just how you reacted to not getting that. One became like, I need your approval, and the other became, I need to be so independent that I don't need your approval. They're basically the 2 strains of it.
And then then the one of them fucks up the other one even more.
They all but if you look at like tests and stuff, it always says like it's not very positive outlook for an avoidant and an anxiously attached
to be together.
So because they both are the opposite of. One is suffocating the one who's like, I need to be independent, and then the one who needs their validation won't give them anything. So
just the secure people then need to be
with one or the other. Or you could have 2 avoidants together, that will probably be alright, or you could have 2 anxious together, that will probably be all right. More positive outlook than anxious and avoidant together.
Well, yeah, I can see that. But your man, I'm going to say that he was probably avoidant. He's probably avoidant, or he just didn't like me all that much. But did I tell you this, that I got 2 missed calls from him?
Yeah.
So I was
wild
out walking the dog about, when the fuck was this? I'm going to say November. And I was out walking the dog and I looked at my phone, missed call from him, and I was like,
what?
Jesus.
Like, that's from the grave nearly. I feel like if someone from that long ago was contacting me, I'd be like, what?
October 2021 was the last time I spoke to him, and then this was
2024,
the end of 24. Now actually since then, for some period after that, he went dead for about 6 months, and he started like fire emojiing me for a short period, a few months, and then for the last couple of years I have not heard a peep from him. I'd actually muted his Instagram. I just didn't want to see anything from him, but I didn't have enough bad blood to actually delete him or block him or anything, so I was like, whatever, I just don't want to see it. And yeah, so he rang me then, and I was like, God, butt dial or whatever, that's embarrassing for him when he sees that. And then a week later I was out in Fidelity, looked at my phone, missed call from him, and I turned around to the girls that I was with and I was like, what the fuck is he ringing me for? This is the fucking second time.
Insane. To cold call.
I made a TikTok, right, and I was like, this is just so weird. Back from the grave.
He used to watch your TikToks though, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
No, I don't even know if he has TikTok now, but the thing, I have actually don't think I've ever mentioned him on any of the TikToks. No, haven't. No. So like for him, I thought maybe did he see it and recognise me, but then to what, ring me and be like, hello, I saw your TikTok. You know, not a text, not like a slide up on Instagram. He did nothing, and then one comment, and I've been thinking about it since. Is he ringing to say that he has an STD?
Oh Lord. I mean, that's wild that many years later. Like, that would be wild.
Would you not ring back that far? I don't know, but I did that SH24 thing. Do you know that free thing that you get from the HSE?
I couldn't do it because I can't prick my own.
I had to get Catherine to do it.
I had to go to the doctor in the end and pay, even though that was free. I was like, I can't.
How much is it to pay for it?
120.
Oh my God, Justine.
I can't.
I tried to prick my own finger, and then I had to wait for Catherine to come over. She's a nurse.
Yeah.
And then she fucking went for it. I was like, Jesus, I wasn't expecting that.
No, I couldn't. Oh, Jesus, I'll faint now thinking of it. I'm
blood
so
was supposed
bad.
to come out into the thing.
Yeah, no, even the thoughts of it, I'm like, even because I had it here, and I was like, this is doing nothing. And I was like, just didn't have to let it drip out of me. I was like, no, thank you.
But your body's going to try and start to clot it. Yeah. So then you'd have to really make a good gash there.
Yeah. I'm not into that at all. No, thank you.
It's a great initiative anyway.
It is. Yeah. I'll happily pay my way.
€120.
And it was so funny when I did. He was like, you don't want a call from me. If I call you, it's bad news. If I don't call you, you'll get an email saying you're grand.
Oh,
and
great.
all week I was terrified of my phone ringing because I was like, if it's him, I'm fucked to have something. I was all clear. It was the best news, getting no news.
When was this that you did it?
A year ago.
Yeah. There's actually a story in the Irish Times out there last week about this girl who has HIV and trying to like...
Oh, is it Aoife?
Oh, she have short hair. Yeah. Do you know her?
Aoife Commons. I think she... I saw her on the Storm Tiernan show a couple of years ago, and I fucking obsessed her. I just think it's amazing what she's doing, and
she's destigmatizing.
Yes. Yeah. And also because from her perspective, and she would have said this on the show, like the idea of it's predominantly a lot of times seen as a thing that affects
gay people,
and the whole thing was for her that she also got a false negative. When she was in Australia, it was where she got diagnosed, and she had a false negative on her.
They were, now in the Irish Times thing that I was reading, they had unprotected sex for the first time that week by chance, also the same week that they both went to get an STD test done, and then he came back positive and hers was negative. So then she thought that she was fine, but obviously it hadn't developed in her body then at that stage. When did she get false negative? Is that what you're talking about?
That's that time. But I just think it's great what she's doing for raising awareness of it, and also because to destigmatize it in the way that it's, you know, you can live with this. It's not this thing that people viewed so negatively in the past as like, oh, you can't bloody be in the same room as that person. Like, it was insane. I remember watching a documentary about it, and the ads that were even on TV about it was like horrific to see like how they viewed people with it. So it's
my uncle. He died. He had HIV, him and his partner, and he ended up getting cancer. But sure, then if you already have HIV, this would have been he died when I was about 1, so this would have been early 90s. But if you got it then, like, and you got anything else, you were basically fucked. It was a death sentence. God rest him. But basically the two of them became hermits then because of the outlook, and
I know.
People were horrible fuckers. Like,
oh well, yeah, that's the thing. They
didn't give a fuck.
The ads, everything. Oh, Jesus Christ! I think the documentary is called "Can I Tell You a Secret?" I think.
This is for her?
It's an Irish. No, she's not in that now. Robbie Lawler is a guy in it who's amazing. The work he does for HIV awareness. When I saw her on the Tommy Tiernan show, and I was like, I messaged her and I was like, I think it's fantastic what you're doing.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah, no, I saw her there recently promoting again, but I think it's for HIV. There's like a week, awareness week. I think I saw her out promoting it. But
then I was looking at that, and then I was reading the article, and then I was like, again, it fucking went back into my head. What if he was ringing me to tell me that he had HIV? That's where, I swear to God, that's where it goes now all the time.
Wow.
But would he? How far back are you meant to be ringing these partners?
Yeah, I really think you're jumping wildly there now to conclusions.
It was the only thing that made sense. Nothing else made sense to me about why he would be ringing.
What time of day was it?
6 p.m. ish.
And did he ever text after that?
So sorry, after the second call I blocked him. So the first call I thought, but dial, potentially he might text to say sorry about that. Yeah. And I'd be like, haha, grand, no hassle. But then the second call a week later, and I thought, and then I showed my boyfriend. Then obviously I was like, I'm a suspicious individual anyway, right? So I was like, listen, look at these here. I have not talked to him in years, right? And he was like, it's fine. Yeah, it's very weird, isn't it? Like, he's right. Bless him, he's so right in the head. Yeah. Whereas if I was looking at him and he was getting these calls, missed calls or whatever from,
he must be in a hostage situation. They've asked him to ring me.
Oh, it's so weird. But anyway, he's blocked now and everything. Blocko.
Bizarre move, like that many years later. But again, you'd put off as fucking pocket dial or whatever. But the next week,
3 years later, fuck. It's like a cold call.
They always come back. They always come back.
Gee, life must be. Actually, do you know what? I ended up getting a few messages. So there was a couple of comments or whatever. And like, I'm not trying to say here, I don't know, it was just weird. A few girls messaging me being like, girl, he's just looking for the ride, don't think too much into it. Like, and it's kind of like, I wasn't, what I'm saying, I said if he was looking for the ride, he would have been at me on Instagram. He would have, like a fire emoji. That was his modus operandi. Yeah. Like, he could have just gone in with that. You don't ring somebody and be like, we're not like 60.
Yeah.
Hello, do you want to go down to the cafe?
On me.
But it's not, he wasn't going to ring me and try and swoop back in with a phone call. Like, he's fucking 32. That's just not the done thing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't saying here, oh, look at me, look at this man trying to get... I just think it's really, really weird, and there's no way... That's why the fucking STD thing was the only thing that I could think of. But we'll never know, Justine.
We'll never know.
We will never know.
We'll never know.
If you're listening to this... I know you can't contact me, but you can contact Justine there and let her know. Give her the answer. I have a few things here, Justine. Would you be into
go on,
giving people some advice?
Oh yeah, I mean, I take it with a pinch of salt because I'm hardly one to look up to when I am very much not in a relationship. So
dating advice with Justine Stafford. I'll start you off.
I'm sorry in advance.
Well, a small one, nice and easy.
Great.
I brought my son to the barber's today, and when we went in there was a guy getting his haircut. He was 100% my type. I know nothing about him though, and whether he's single or not. I am so sick of the apps. I would love to ask the barber for his name, etc. But is this too cheeky? Maybe I've just been single for far too long.
Is he a regular there? Okay, because I'll be honest now, I did make a move on someone that was a regular in a place, and we went out for a few dates. So this is good a few years ago now though, but if it was it's odd if you do it if you just saw him right there and that's the first time you've seen him. That's a bit too keen, and also from his perspective possibly like, mother of God,
that's yourself.
Yeah. If you see him there again, that's your sign. Do it. That's what I'd leave that to fate. That'd be me though. That'd just be me.
What would you say though? Like you'd be like, hello. How? Oh no, I could never.
I'd have to ask the barber, I reckon. This is what I do. I'd ask the barber, is he a regular, you know, and then be like, oh well, like, I mean, if he's back into you, you know, let him know I'm available. If you say, I'd be like, and I would really be putting the trust in this barber to be like, if you think he'd be interested, ask him firstly, has he a woman, has he a partner, what's going on, and if all signs are go, thunderbirds are go, then you drop in, well, I know a little someone who might be interested in you.
Oh yeah, very good.
That's how I would do it.
You need to make friends with that barber.
Wingman the shit out of that barman. Or the barman.
You have to give me some fucking PTSD there quickly. Me and Catherine went out to Devitt's of all places. This was, but you know, it's definitely winter time, so I'm going to say it was over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago ish. But this fella came over. Me and Catherine were trying to take a selfie, and then this fella came over and he was asking, "Do you want me to take a picture of you?" And then he stayed, and I felt that there was something going on.
Yeah, chemistry.
Anyway, obviously not Justine, because I wrote my phone number on a beer mat and I gave it to Catherine to give to him, and I ran out the door ahead. And anyway, he never rang and he never texted. And I tell you, that was the last time I ever did that, Justine. Fuck my life.
I know, but it's such a cool move. It's such a cool move.
Like, why was he hanging around for so long?
That's a strange one now.
And then as I was walking out the door, the friends were like, oh, you know, and I was like, no, stop, fucking hell. Really would put you off ever
I know, but it's such a cool move.
How do fellas do it all the time? How do fellas put themselves out there?
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't be a man. I would not survive out there.
I think it's pints give me the confidence to do things like that. I couldn't do it sober.
Yeah, imagine all the fear you'd have though, remembering all the people that you tried when you were drunk and you were rejected. Fucking life is tough, Justine.
It's tough.
Next one. No judgmental. Ignore that. I'm only looking for advice. It's just how I'm feeling. I've been dating a lovely guy for a few weeks. He's an absolute gentleman and ticking all the green flag boxes. The only thing that I'm unsure about is his height. I'm tiny, and when I have heels on, I'm eye level with him. I'm so used to tall men. I married one and I've only ever dated tall men. Well, it wouldn't be hard to be taller than me anyway. How do others that are small feel about dating small men? How do I get past this? Am I just being silly?
Okay, I can't come from this from the angle of being small. I mean, I'm 5'6", which is kind of an average height, I guess, but I have dated guys the same height and younger than me, but I'm not
same height and younger.
And same height and shorter than me. I've never dated anyone younger than me. I don't know what that's about, but sorry, same height or shorter than me. But I've never had a thing about height in the sense of like I don't need a guy to be taller.
That's good, Justine. That's really good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, no,
Fair
I've
play
never. Yeah, thank you. I don't know. And a pocket rocket, you love to see them. They're great. It's great when you don't have the heels. At times, I don't have to wear them. But yeah, I don't know advice-wise what to say on this. If you're not, like, if you're more used to being with someone that's taller, it's hard to tell yourself you don't want that.
Yeah.
But you can surprise yourself. Like, and
I do hate it that like so I'm 5'4", and I always said, look, I'm happy enough if they're just a bit taller, like an inch or two taller. I'm happy enough with that. Like, I'm very short. I'm not going to be like, no, it has to be over 6 foot.
Yeah.
And like, I have female friends who will only date over 6 foot.
Yeah, it's wild that to me. Like, I mean, it's just preference, I guess, but I don't get it.
In the end, I think God was happy with me that I was such a equal opportunities dater in terms of height.
Yeah.
That he said, here you go, you can have this 6'1" man now.
You've put in the work, you've put in the hours.
Yeah.
This is your reward. But the thing that I get with tall guys is like, actually, it's more hassle nearly than it. And I'm like, God, even trying to whisper to you in a big space when I have a bit of gossip, you really have to creak your neck down here to get the juicy goss off me, or even to give me a shift.
Yeah, because you can't get up there.
I can't get up there unless I bring the step.
You're 5'6". Up on your tippy toes. 5'6". You always give such an illusion of being. I always think of you as being tall.
That means so much. Thank you. I wish I was taller. I don't know what that says about me, but oh God, I wish I was tall.
Life is easier, I think, taller. Like clothes and everything, and just seeing at gigs.
Yeah. But I do think there's tall women that'll tell you like men won't date them. Like
what are you considering tall now? Like 5'9"?
Oh yeah, I'd love to be 5'10", like yeah.
Jesus,
5'10".
yeah.
I bloody would love that now. I don't know why.
Well, I think like save the tall men for the tall women. Like
yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I mean, this person saying that they're shorter. You know what?
Sorry, isn't she saying there that he's taken all the green flag boxes and the only bad thing is
I think
his height?
that might be possibly as well your brain looking for a fault. I love to bloody do that at times when I'm with someone that I'm like, everything's great, okay, I need to self-sabotage, and I'm trying to retrain my brain there. I think possibly go easy on yourself and, you know, be kind and think, you know what, maybe I don't need to find a fault here. And you don't have to creak your neck. You're not going to get sore from shifting. You don't have to wear your heels. You can wear flats. You can borrow each other's shoes. I used to do that with X. I used to borrow his runners going down to the shops. They're the same size. So I was like,
what size are they?
Size 8.
Jesus, are you size 8?
I'm size 8.
5'6" and a size 8. I never knew that. Let me see them. They don't even look that big. I would have known that.
There you go.
Size 8 for him, for a fella.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now, like actually one of my friends, one of the girls, her fella
I used to borrow his clothes.
Height. Well, I don't buy on the clothes, Grant, yeah. I just never been in a position to be borrowing the shoes. But her fella is like the same height as her. And I never noticed it.
Yeah.
She made a joke about, oh fuck's sake, I wanted to wear these shoes, and I was like, why? And she was like, sure, we're the same height, I'm going to be like towering over. And I was like, Jesus, I never noticed.
Yeah. But then I went to a wedding with an ex who was shorter. Like when I was in the heels, I was taller. Who gives a shit? Like it didn't bother me. The only time I was like, we got a photo where I just went down on my ankle to be like, okay, now we're the same height. But other photos were not like that at all. It just doesn't bother me at all. But I do get for some people it is a factor. But just try and maybe go easy on it, because it's rare to find someone that's ticking all the green flag boxes. You're ticking all those other boxes.
I just think as well, like one of the girls, she always says things. She makes a joke about like, you know, wants a 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" man. You know, to climb him like a tree. You know, everybody loves a big tall man. But I think if all these women are on Hinge and whatever, and they're left swiping on these good men, and they're only hunting for this small pool of really tall men, but like all these good men are being disregarded.
I fully agree with you, and I think it's very upsetting, because I know wonderful, and I've had exes that were wonderful people that were shorter and would talk about the fact that a lot of the time they wouldn't get a lot of interest from women because they weren't taller. I'm like, that's mental to me.
That's shite.
It's sad, but there's the thing, you can pick up a wonderful guy and he's going to be slept on by a lot of other people. They're not going to even look at him because he doesn't take a height box. You're going to pick up a gem here.
Exactly. You need to go hunting. If you actually pay for Hinge, you can put in maximum height.
Yeah, like
5'9".
Yeah. Oh, you're swimming.
You'll fucking get somebody good in there. That's it. You heard it here first, girls.
Yeah.
Matched with a guy a week ago. Had 3 dates, with the last one being last night. Got on really well and good kissed a few times. Fucking flat out.
This is a great week. I fucking love to see it. I respect it.
Well, calm down, because kissed a few times, but today I feel he has no interest in chatting at all. Should I just go? Because I feel if someone has no interest after a week, there's no point. Or am I overreacting?
Well, I don't know the ins and outs of what the dates were. Like, was the first date a cinema, or was it a meal? Like, was the chat flowing non-stop and suddenly now it's hit a brick wall? Because I'll say something, if it's only been a week, he might just be at a point of like, well, nothing new has happened in our lives. We've seen each other frequently in the last week that I don't actually know what to say. So I wouldn't rule it out fully, but I do get what you mean, because you want early days to be like fireworks. That it's non-stop. We have everything to talk about.
But if they got 3 dates in a week, I am going to say that is some intense pressure environment there, that there obviously was a lot of like, oh my god, I really like you, I really want to see you again, I want to this. And I wonder sometimes then, do men do that, really push for more dates in a week so they can get to maybe the 3 date mark and get the ride? And I wonder then if she's saying she kissed on the 3rd date and didn't get anything else, is he kind of like, fuck this one now, you know, she didn't ride me. You never know. We would need more information.
Yeah, we need more info required for what the dates entailed. I've
been messaging this guy for a couple of weeks. His message replies are short and not very engaging. And I did mention this at the start, that he didn't seem that interested, but he said he was, and he was just tired. He asked for my number as he isn't on the app much, and after about 4 days chatting, trying to get to know one another, I gave it to him. He rang, but I couldn't answer. Then I rang him another night and he didn't answer, said he missed my call and wasn't in a chatty mood. Fair enough, I can be like that too. He's gone on holidays this week, and unless I message him, then I don't hear from him. And when I do, it's not very engaging. I feel like I'm wasting my time, but if he's not interested, why doesn't he just cut it? We haven't met yet, so no hard feelings. Part of me feels he is shy, but the conversation is just so feckin' dry. Like blood from a stone dry. The only thing keeping me is that he is physically good looking, and that's being honest. Should I just cut it or give him a chance for when he gets back from holidays and see if there's more effort? As you can tell, I talk the hind legs off a donkey. Hell.
Now, I don't know if this is definitely the case going on here, but I've seen this before where a guy doesn't want to have to be the one to end it. Oh jeez, I turned on the heater. I turned on the heater with my foot.
Someone's running past me. Fucking hell.
I've seen this before with lads where they don't want to end it, so they just make it so dry because they want you to end it, because they don't want to be the one to do that. That's happened to me before, and I've ended up in that scenario multiple times. So there could be that going on. That could be what he's doing. But I find it insane because it drives me demented, and I'm sure it's driving this person demented, thinking, what the hell, like, why they won't even talk to me, and why even bothering your whole replying with 3 words if you're not interested. Now the fact they're on holiday and they're not messaging you actively, I'm like, well, if you're on holiday, I imagine you're probably busy and
like you've never met this person.
I'd be like sending a bit of an ultimate. You want to put a bit of heat under his fire, or a bit of fire under him, to be like, you know, when you get home, either decide if you want to meet me or not. Like, you have to. That's what I realised in hindsight, to be like, you have to be a bit like, stop giving them fucking all the freedom and leeway and like controlling the thing. You bloody put it down on in a text to him to be like, look, when you get back, either you want to meet or you don't, and like just.
But I think in that she's after giving him enough there. So like, what has she said to him?
I'd actually just fucking end it now. I get what you mean. It's you know, you find him physically attractive, but if anything, that might give him the wake up call he needs to then come home and be like, fuck, I should have been way more on this.
I just, you know that saying, like, girls, you know, when they're asking for advice, and I'm always just like, before you ask for advice, think about the saying, if he likes me, I'll know, and if he doesn't, I'll feel confused.
Yeah.
Because you're like trying to make
true.
What does this mean, and why is he doing this, and what the fucking.
I would just not talk to him ever again.
Fucking leave him off.
Yeah.
Go for a short man.
Yeah. Honest to God. But you know the sad thing is as well about short men, that they genuinely sometimes are like so grateful that someone's interested in them because they've been made to feel as though no one will want them because they're short, and that breaks my fucking heart.
Yeah, bless them. I know.
Breaks my. It's not right. It's fucking.
They can't even wear a little. They can't wear a little heel. They can't wear a little platform. They can't do anything. Last 2 guys I've dated have had problems finishing, and I'm beginning to worry it's a direct reflection on me or something that I am doing. I was in a long-term relationship for a decade before this, and it wasn't a problem there. How common is it, or have I lost my touch?
I'll tell you now, it's not anything to do with you. Get that out of your head immediately. It is absolutely nothing to do with you. It is very common, and I don't know the age of these people, but age will be a factor. Health, lifestyle, fitness, all that will be a factor.
Mental health, big factor.
If you're not horny, you're not healthy.
Oh,
There you go.
Did you make that up or is that a thing?
No, I read it on the thing. That's fact though. I'd never seen that. This was a health and fitness instructor who would put this out. He said, number 1, BMI is wildly inaccurate, and number 2, if you're not healthy, you're not horny, you're not healthy. Think about that though. When I've been mentally unwell, no libido, no interest. I've been with people, no interest in being near them. There's actually a bit of truth in that.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Well, that obviously excluding anybody who's actually like asexual or whatever, who never gets it. But if you usually do feel horny and
changed,
then something's up.
Something's off.
Then also men and porn, and a lot of men,
desensitization has affected hugely, and that's caused a lot of issues with erections and people being able to finish hugely. And I was seeing someone for a while who would speak about that and say it corrupted his brain.
Oh really? Jesus.
But Viagra has become such a common thing as well that like it's now over the counter, and people in their 30s that I know of that use it, that it has become a common problem. It's
like a common problem, like they're using it because of watching too much porn and they're not being able to get it up.
I don't know, but not the porn like for everyone, but just that they're...
God, it's mad, isn't it? Like when you were growing up and you heard about Viagra and you were like, that's for really old people who want to ride. But now it's like...
I know, and it's great because I think it's, for men, it can be very embarrassing, I imagine, for them to ever seek it. And to have it now available, like it's for men to talk about that kind of thing. Now I'm maybe too much of an open book, or like if I was with someone who was struggling, I would be like, let's talk about it. Not in the sense of like, God, am I the problem? But like, as in, you don't feel weird about this, or don't feel worried. There's no pressure for me to like have to finish or to have to keep going or anything like that. I would just want someone to feel completely comfortable with that, and I would like to, or hope that would actually also help them in some way.
Well, I think it probably would, because I'd imagine now if there was, and this girl obviously feels bad about it and she's confused because she hasn't come across it before, but she's probably maybe in a situation there, he's not able to do anything, and then she's
not vocalizing, or like
she's
also
probably maybe feeling a bit like, oh God, and then he's feeling worse because she's visibly
totally. So but I mean, I don't know if I'm the right or wrong here, but I would just be very open about a conversation about it, just to make everyone feel okay, of like, hey, you don't feel any pressure about this, because I am sure that person would want to reassure her, this is not a you problem, this is something that is my body related, it has nothing to do with you, and you're like,
so many men, but men don't talk about things like that, so they don't know.
It depends on the person, it really does.
Like a load of your friends could fucking have the same issue, but men wouldn't talk about it, and they just think, oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Never want to speak about this to anyone.
Women talk about everything, all this grant for that kind of chat.
But that's what I'd be like. But that's me though. Maybe I'm too just open instantly with someone to be like, God, don't feel. I just want them to feel, not feel. I want to feel comfortable, and not have any pressure on them. And I would, and I think that would open them the ability to also talk about it a bit.
Why don't you have a boyfriend, Justine? She's a lovely girlfriend.
Am I right?
There'll be lads fucking queuing up here now after this episode. All the short men. I think that's it then. Can we call it a day, will we?
Well, this has been wonderful, as ever.
Thanks for
having me.
Thanks for having me. I wonder will people be able to tell the difference between us talking and this one? I wonder how.
I know. The last stop, one. Jesus.
And everyone's like, that. I think Justine Stafford is the day in Irish. I got that. And then I was like, no, we're both on the podcast here. Do you know when people got us confused, and then I listened back and I was like,
oh, that was mind blowing, that episode. I was like, oh my God, we're so similar.
Fucking hell. Anyway, thanks, Justine.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, pal. Next up is my blind date segment. I put up some videos on TikTok offering my matchmaking services, and I got people to fill in a matchmaking form, and here we are. Today it is Ger and Joanne, so I'll give you some backstory on the two of them. Ger is 6'2", 37-year-old retail manager living in Limerick City who enjoys photography, hiking, travelling and trying new food. He is looking for a bubbly lady with a positive outlook on life. Ger is a divorced young dad of one who has a good co-parenting relationship with his ex-partner, but this unfortunately can make things difficult in dating. Joanne is 36, 5'9", living in Westmeath and works in healthcare. She enjoys basketball, hiking and adventures. She's looking for a decent guy who is tall and can make her laugh. She says she's been unlucky in love and calls herself Good Luck Chuck. And if you don't get that rom-com reference, it's because the fellas that she meets always seem to find their person directly after her. Right, let's get stuck in. So I thought when I put these two together, it was, you know, decent enough in terms of what each one was looking for. So Joanne, give me a little bit of backstory just in general. How has the love life been?
I like to say I'm unfortunate in love. I hate to put negativity on it all the time and say it's crap, but
Yeah.
I've been unlucky in love. Let's put it that way.
I think a lot of women feel the same way.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And when you're reading out our credentials there, on paper, he was my type. If that's cringy to say, like we really did line up in them values, I guess. But just, I guess, in the meeting of someone, it just didn't work out the way we hoped.
Yeah, no, it does. And a lot of times like that, sure, you meet somebody and it seems great on paper, like when you meet on an app or whatever, and then you meet in person and it's just not there. But tell me, how were you feeling before the date? Were you nervous? Have you been on a blind date before?
I had never been on a proper blind date that was set up by somebody. I had done the apps a few times, but I've been off them for about a year and a half now. I just had enough. So when you put it up age, I was like, okay, this could be something. A middleman do the work for me. I was like all for that. Yeah, I was nervous, but kind of excited at the same time.
And so you went on a date to Burcastle. So you were coming from Westmeath, he was coming from Limerick. So that was kind of in the middle-ish. And tell me, how did it go?
No, it was lovely. So like that, I was sitting outside the coffee shop and kind of waiting for someone to come. And then he turned up and he was lovely. From the day that he was like, well, we got a cup of tea and then we went for a walk and like he paid, perfect gentleman. And then it just kind of flowed into a walk and a chat.
And you were kind of saying you didn't feel like it was a spark anyway. It wasn't what you were looking for in terms of, you know, wanting a second date.
Yeah, I guess I was him and hawing about it because usually I'm like, I do think you need to give someone time and more than like an hour or two to make a judgment. But I could just kind of just felt I wasn't 100% there. And I guess I've done long distance before in the past and that was all well and good. But on the date, I found out he had a child, which is no issue whatsoever. But when there is distance involved and then you add in a third person to prioritize as well, it just seemed like, oh, this would take a lot more than average. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, I get it. Yeah. And yeah, especially if the long distance before. How long was it actually? If it was about an hour kind of to Burcastle, but it would probably be if you were going directly to Limerick, it would be 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and I've done like the 2.5 hours distance before, and that kind of just ended not so long ago, and it just kind of, I guess, I had my back up. Yeah, just like a little bit of an old wound kind of open there. I was like, oh, can I put myself through that again? Because you need to give time, and it just takes more time. That's all.
Fair enough. No, that's fair. And then just to wrap it up, what's going on with your love life now? Any updates there?
Absolutely nothing. No, still. Not as far as downloading the Hinge app onto my phone. Haven't opened it. So it's there. I have my pictures picked out because I've been on holidays recently. Picked my pictures out that I'd put up on my profile, but I just can't get myself to click that button. I've actually been catfished before. Like someone used my photos on Tinder. So I've just a real love-hate relationship with the app.
What, stop. And how did you find out? Was people sending it to you?
So anyway, I got blocked from Tinder. Long story short, don't know how it happened. I think I used a word that was like against their code of conduct. Anyway, I went on to log on to my Tinder one day and I was blocked. And I was like, oh, weird. So then, anyway, a few weeks later, I got sent a screenshot of a picture and it was my picture, which I had cropped specifically for Tinder, with a girl's name on it called Leah. And the age was 40, which I was most hurt about because I was like, I was my prime. I was only 30 in them pictures. But and it was sent to her partner saying, is this not your mate, Joanne? And I was like, oh, someone's using my pictures. So yeah, I was freaked out because within my locality, you could see that the kilometres were set to a certain amount away. And I was like, what do people think they're actually talking to me when you're out?
Yeah, and you wouldn't know what they're saying.
And then
I
people
know.
are like, your one Joanne's a weirdo.
Yeah,
You know?
sending pictures and asking for money. I was like, no, that's not me. So yeah.
Well, look,
So, yeah.
if you're not in, you can't win. So I would say just click the button, set up the profile. And even, why don't you try either Bumble or Hinge before you go onto Tinder?
Oh
They're kind of
yeah, no,
a bit more
I
respectful.
think I think they're a bit more serious on the Bumble and Hinge. So it gives them a try and see how we get on. But yeah, if you've any more, you want to set me up again, I'm all good for that. I trust your things. As I said, you got it right in paper, just on the day. It just didn't click. I
Fair
just
enough.
needed a bit, I guess, laughter, or I don't know. I don't know what I needed. I just,
I will.
yeah,
No, I
was
definitely keep you in mind now. Well, you both had a nice time anyway. It was
lovely. Yeah,
just
it was.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it was so nice to get back out on a date. Do you know that? It was kind of like a little bit of a confidence boost again. So that was lovely.
Ger, you were looking for a nice lady, somebody with a bubbly personality and a positive outlook on life. I thought that I found that for you, but before we get into that, give us just a little bit of background on yourself and your dating.
Oh, sure, Jesus, where do you start? So I suppose I've been following you on TikTok and all the social medias for a while, just to, to see the general gist and see if I was the only one going through all this madness that's dating, right? And then when you said you were going chancing the matchmaking, I was like, fuck it, this I know it's probably going to vet all these people, so I won't get any other mad lunatics. So,
Brilliant,
and
true.
that, to be honest with you, that's the only way I can describe some of my dates as mad lunatics. Like I was catfished by a girl, and it turns out that the entire time I was actually talking to her mum. It wasn't her at all.
Stop it.
And I rocked onto the date and she was like, I have something to tell you. I was like, oh, go on, what is it? And she was like, and nonchalant, like she was pure straight about it. You've never actually been talking to me. It's been my mother. I was like, I'm out of here. Good luck.
So, Ger, you're 37. Was this recently? This woman was meant to be around in her 30s as well.
Yeah. So it was only the end of last year.
Fucking hell. What did you do? Did you leave?
What can you do? Turned on my heels and went.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would she even tell you? What the
But
fuck?
that's it. Like, craziness, absolute crazy. But like, I went to meet the date with her, but her mum was there as well.
Sitting at the table.
Yeah, like this woman I was actually talking to was there too. So I don't know. I think the daughter was like, "This is my
Trying
mum
to
now,"
set her
and
up.
disappear. Yeah, do you know, like MTV? Do you know that show Catfish?
Yeah.
So
But she was catfishing you and basically
yeah,
trying
so
to
I
set you up
thought
where her ma.
exactly. Yeah, going off for pictures and everything, and never once was it even suggested that I wasn't her I'd been talking to.
But
So
you would have
like,
been in your mid-30s and the ma was probably what, 50s, 60s?
there you go.
So what you're saying is, anyway, you haven't had much luck with the dating, it sounds like.
I haven't, unfortunately.
And have you been single long?
2-3 years, I'd say.
3 years. Yeah, well, that was probably about the same as myself now. And were you giving all the apps a go, or what were
I
you like on
was,
the
yeah.
apps?
No, I was. I was on Tinder and Hinge, really. And I don't know, I found them, they're head wrecking. Like, it's very shallow. It's very, like, you're like, I suppose we all have our preferences, and there's some people there who could be the nicest people in the world. And, like, you don't give them a chance. And it's kind of sad, really. That's why I decided would try the old matchmaking.
Yeah, well, you're right. And see, like, from just chit-chatting to you here and there over the past, I don't know, year, I thought, like, oh, well, Ger seems normal, So I
Yeah.
was like, I would say then that it's hard to judge the men and to be able to set them up. I don't want any women coming back to say, oh, he was a fucking weirdo. Do you know what I mean? But then just from things that you've said over the past year, I was like, I think I'd be safe enough to set him up. And I thought it was a good match. And in fairness, she only had good things to say about you, but it wasn't a match anyway. Let me know how it went, or from your side of things.
Oh, yeah. So the first thing I will say is the photo that you shared with me for this lady did her no justice. She's actually way more beautiful in real life.
Oh, Jesus.
Come here. Credit is due. Now, it was a lovely date. We went for a walk up the country, and it was just nice and chat. Very friendly. There was no awkward silences, none of that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was just a nice date. I thought it was a nice date anyway, yeah.
Yeah, well, she was saying the same, yeah. And where you went, Burr Castle, did you get coffee or what were you doing?
Yeah, so we had a couple of drinks and we just dallied around the the castle grounds there. So it was lovely in around the gardens and the telescope and all that kind of thing there.
And yeah, so anyway, you were walking around having a grand old time, and then when it came to the end, how did it
Oh,
finish
sure,
up?
sure. Sure, look, we just said good luck and hugged and whatever, and sure, I had to be back in Limerick for work, and she was heading off for work as well. And with everything, I never asked for her number, but I suppose that was kind of sealing the deal, really. Like, isn't it in hindsight looking back at it?
Well, sure, look, it's
Yeah.
I have another fella here that did the exact same thing.
Sometimes when you're not too used to the old dating scene, these are the things that you kind of forget. It was a lot with the matchmaking as well. It's like, oh, hold on, I actually don't know this person. I've no way of contacting them.
Yeah, exactly. Once you walk away, like that's it.
Yeah,
Well, I luckily, like, I'm sure I'm the middleman here, but you were thinking it was a good match anyway. And in fairness, she was thinking that you were lovely. She had a great time. She actually hasn't been dating in a long time. She's not online or on the apps or anything like that. She said for her first time to go back out there, she was delighted that it was you, but just wasn't feeling it. She said she would have previously thought that, like, maybe we'll give it a go, but then she thought, no, if it's not there now, kind of leave it. What do you think about that?
yeah. Exactly, and that's a good way to go about it as well. Like, and I'm always about the honesty piece. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not worse than leading somebody down the garden path when you never have any intentions of being in a relationship or even intending and trying a relationship with them. So yeah,
Yeah.
honesty is always, always, always the best policy when it comes to things like this, because it's another person's feelings and emotions and everything as well. You've no right to control them.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I would never have been like, oh, I'll go on a second date just to see. I am always like, right, I should kind of know on the first one. I don't want to be wasting people's time or whatever. But there are a lot of people
Exactly.
who believe you do need a second date to get over the first date nerves to really see what someone's like.
Yeah, I suppose it's case by case basis, really, isn't it?
There was a bit of confusion or something on the date because you had thought you have a child and you had thought that I had passed it on. What passed on that information? What
Yeah.
happened there?
Uh, so we were just walking along, and I had mentioned that I was just back from Liverpool with my son, and she was like, "You have a child?" I was like, "Yeah. Do you not know this?" And she was like, "No, I haven't a clue." She's like, "Tell me all about it." And we were talking, whatever. And then it came in conversation. I was like, "I suppose you don't know that I'm divorced either." And she was like, "What?" I was like, I told Dayton Orange all this information. I thought you were going to have it. And she was like, "No, I know none of this."
In fairness,
So,
now she had written on her form, that she didn't mind if somebody had a child or whatever. That wasn't a deal breaker for her. So I was like, okay,
yeah,
Grant, this will be fine, and let them, learn some stuff. I kind of just gave you a few tidbits of information so to get the conversation going.
yeah.
But
Oh, that's it. Like, to be fair now, we knocked a good 40 minutes of conversation out of it anyway. So
oh, did
it
you?
was fine. It was
You
just,
gave her
it
the
was
ins and
just the
outs.
initial, yeah, it was just the initial reaction more so than anything. I was like, "What? You don't know this?"
Yeah, I know. Yeah, fair enough. How is all with the dating now? What's the update on the love life? Anything new happening?
So I've deleted Tinder anyway because I've met a girl. Yeah, we're in very early days, but we're getting along. We're getting along. We sure
Yes.
are. So
Well,
yeah.
that's nice that you deleted Tinder anyway. Was there a conversation had about, deleting it, or did you just go ahead and do it?
No, so we went on our first date. So this is going to identify me straight away anyway, but I'm a photographer as well, right? So I was like, what will I do different now for a date? And I suggested that we go into the city and we take some pictures and I show her how to use a camera. And she was like, "Oh my God, that's unreal." And then we just I suppose we kind of hit it off when we met, and we've just been chatting since, and we've arranged more dates and stuff. And I told her straight out there today, I was like, "Look," I said, "I feel a connection here with you. I'm going deleting Tinder."
Very
So
good.
deleted it and she deleted it as well. So
Happy days. I'm delighted for you. That is such a cute first date for those type of people who love to do activities. I would just rather have a pint.
yeah. No,
Were
we
you?
done that after.
Oh, did you as well? You did the two
We
of them.
did.
Fair
We did.
play.
Yeah, we done that after. But yeah, I was like, what can I do different now? Do you know what I mean? Because like I've done the whole meeting someone, walking around the park, and I was like, that's I love that, but it's not me. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, what can I do
You're an
that's
activity
different?
man.
Yeah, I was like, what can I do now? Something that's completely different. And we just sauntered around the town with the cameras and chatting and what have you. So yeah, it's going well now.
Jesus, happy days. Well, that's a nice outline to it there.
It is.
I'm glad. Well, fingers crossed now it all works out for you. Because I was gonna ask, did you want to be put forward to go on another date? But I suppose I may archive your all your matchmaking details for now.
You can put me on ice for a while anyway.
Yeah. Well, thanks a million, Ger, and thanks for putting yourself forward for the matchmaking.
Not a bother. I really appreciate it as well.
Well, I hope you enjoyed. Tune in 2 weeks' time, where I will have dating coach Erica Etten on, who will be offering dating advice, tips on staying resilient, changing your mindset and more. And of course, we'll talk to another blind date couple. If you would like to appear, if you want to collab, if you have a story for the pod, do get in touch, thedatingorange@gmail.com. Gurma.